Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to Tough Customs Garage YouTube channel. This time we're going to be working on getting equipment ready for the big bridge project we have coming up. I have a 1994 FLD 120, but it's a military truck, so it's considered an M916. And the truck has a winch on it, and the winch stopped functioning. So I'm not certain if it's the pump or the suction line or what the actual problem is, but that's one thing I'm going to be working on. I also have a Landoll trailer, so a sliding axle trailer. It's like a 48-foot rollback, basically. It's an awesome trailer. I bought it over 3 years ago. I've only used it one time. And the first day that we used it, here's a couple pictures of that. We loaded a 613 pan and brought it home. Had a little bit of trouble with tires. It's got a couple of leveler valves under the back for the air ride. And basically I have new tires for it, new airbags, a couple of different little ends for the rods on the leveler valves. So we're going to be working on that as well. But check it out. So I need to clean up some tires, move some junk around, so I at least have somewhere to back the truck on the piece of concrete. It's one of the downsides to having a tire machine. It's just so easy to amass a big collection of junk tires. So I'm going to be moving some of this stuff out of the way. There's the new tires for the Landoll. They're heavy rated. I actually changed the tire size a little bit. So this is a 235/75 17.5. So what I'm going to do is pull this cover off. All the hydraulic hoses and stuff associated with the valves up top are all hidden behind that panel. This truck does not actually have a way to run a run a hydraulic trailer, but I have pressure, or will have pressure once I get the pump fixed, inside of there. So I'm basically going to tee off of something in here. I'll run over here and make two outlets that'll run the trailer. But first I need to figure out, I'm hoping that the suction hose is collapsed. That'd be the best case scenario. The next best case scenario is it needs a pump, because I already have one. So we're just going to have to take it apart and do a little troubleshooting to see what the deal is. I'll check back. I'm not 100% yet, but the fluid looks like absolute junk inside this reservoir. And that is a screen on the pickup side. So I unscrewed it, took it all apart, and had real fine mesh on the screen, and it was pretty clogged. So I put it back together, and the winch is actually working. I'm not sure if it's working at 100%, but it's definitely better. It just seemed like the pump was cavitating and not happy, so it wasn't getting fluid, and that'd be why. So I'm considering trying to figure out where I can tap on to these valves to put a pressure gauge on something where I'd know it, that the pump is healthy, but hoses don't look great in here. So I'm sure we'll be working on some of that. But pretty much good news. I think the pump is still okay, and the motor on the winch is still okay. So that's good. Gonna pump all the old nasty fluid out. The Milwaukee pump's kind of been struggling lately, but hopefully it'll give me one more pump. Some nasty looking stuff. I made some progress on the wet line kit. I was able to basically use a lot of the hoses and stuff that I have off of another winch just like this one. I got the return line just teed in on a fitting that I made. So I made this little fitting here into a cross, and so this is the new return, and then I just have this looped right now. So this was sending pressure to the valve for the winch, and so I just have it looped around, sending pressure to the quick connects. So I drilled a couple holes, and I used a little pass-through fittings from the other winch setup that I have like this. So I'll put a diverter valve right in here, and the diverter valve will allow me to send pressure to the winch like it was original, or send pressure to the quick connects for the wet line. And I'm gonna make the diverter valve handle come out on this side here and be able to throw it up and down, and then I can put this panel back on. I got the inside of the tank all clean. It took a heck of a lot of work. I had this bat for cleaning up spills. I bought a safety clean truck some years ago and had a bunch of oil containment and spill kit stuff in there. So I got that all cleaned up, cleaned the screen on the pickup in the tank, and also the baffle was broken inside of the tank and just floating around in there. So I welded that all back up too. The next thing on the agenda is to get this wrecker off. I've measured from the center line of the fifth wheel to the quick connects there, and it looks like the trailer is going to be pretty close. So I'm going to probably have to slide that fifth wheel back a couple notches. I may move it before I hook up just to make sure. I could probably slide it back forward if I need to put a little more weight on the front axle. But me and some buddies made a couple of these, actually 3 of them, some years ago. My buddy up in West Virginia's got one. We basically copied a Walker for the most part, but I used some of the design from like a Pro Tote back here. So it's pretty sweet setup. This is all Pro Tote. This is Pro Tote, and so I just kind of copied that and made my own version. Towed a whole bunch of stuff with this thing, and it's a time saver. You can hook up to a truck and be gone in 20 minutes compared to, even if you have a nice trailer and you can load it, it takes a long time to get it loaded and chained. So this thing's pretty awesome. All right, I got the wrecker pulled off. I moved the fifth wheel back. I'm concerned because this frame doesn't have any ramp on the back that it's going to catch the trailer whenever I'm going over uneven terrain. So unfortunately, this frame is really not designed to be ramped. There's a whole bunch of extra reinforcement to hold the pintle hitch. So I have to figure it out. If I got to try to ramp this frame, it's going to be a good bit of work, but I'm going to at least hook the trailer up. Man, I am super excited. The trailer's been sitting for 3 years, and I'm finally going to hook to it. All right, we got her hooked up. Took a couple tries to get lined up for some reason. I got to lift these landing legs and shoot some air to it and see what happens. All right, this is the real moment of truth. We'll turn the PTO on and see what happens. My pressure hose coming from the truck really looks bad, and it's probably gonna have to be replaced, but I'm gonna try it anyway. Let's see what happens. a good sign. At least it's moving. I don't think I have enough fluid in it, so we got to add some more fluid. So when a trailer's been sitting this long, especially, there's a really good chance all the brakes are going to be stuck. So I'm trying to make sure that I get this thing full of air, and then I'll get under there and beat on the drums a little bit to see if I can get the shoes to unfreeze. But I can't believe that I'm really pulling this thing out, or trying to. One thing you can do to tell if a brake drum is stuck is if it rings like a bell, it's free. But if it's a solid sound, then it's still stuck. So let's see what we got. Solid. No good. Well, at least it's somewhere I can work on it a little easier now. I don't know if anything was rolling. I think this front side. That one was rolling, I believe. Looks like everything else was just dragging. Look at the trees stuck through this thing. That's unreal. This is going to be an awesome trailer. I need to never let this happen again. Well, here it is in all its glory. Pretty awesome. Now that is how you change a tire. This trailer is so crazy. I need to tighten up one fitting up there. Leaking, but one of the quick connects, a little butterfly deal's not all the way tight. Some cylinders are definitely dripping, but I think it's going to be all right. If I can get the brakes unstuck on this side, the other side's actually free, so this side's not wanting to cooperate. But we'll see what we can figure out. All right, so I never got the brakes unstuck. I got to the point that I was going to get the trailer closer to the shop, so I drug it around here dragging the brakes. I thought one of the brakes was not stuck on the passenger side, but it was still stuck too. So I ruined some of the tires dragging it around here, but I have new tires to go on it, new airbags, and I've ordered some parts. I did get brake shoes, but I had to order some bushings for the S-cams and a few other parts. But check out how bad this stuff looks. So this is going to be on pause for a little bit while I wait on parts. I did start reassembling this one axle, but after I checked the play on the S-cam, which is there, it's got too much up and down play. So I'm going to order bushings. And since these are, I guess, a somewhat specialty axle under this Landoll, the parts weren't available. I actually did pick up some bushings, but they were still not very tight. So if I'm going to do it, I want them to be as tight as possible. But I'm going to take an air tank out from under this thing to be able to sit right in here to access the top of this airbag. They have the fitting and the mounting bolt down in a piece of tubing with a somewhat large hole at the top, but I have to remove the airline and then be able to get to the mounting nut as well. So I'm going to work on this one, probably bend a 9/16 or 5/8 wrench and make it work down in the hole, because then when I get to this front axle, there's nowhere to even get in there. So I'm just going to have to reach up there blind to try to get it taken apart. All right, that's going to do it for this video. I'm sorry I wasn't riding down the road with the breeze in my hair to finish this thing out. I thought I was going to be, but you know, some things don't work out like you hoped. And we'll get back to it when we get the parts in. Have a good one. Thanks for watching.